What's going on, Mullen fans? Welcome back for another Finesse Monster Activist Bull video. If you are new, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Get more content coming from me. I appreciate all the birthday wishes out there. I had a great time with family, got to unwind, and like I say, recharge my batteries. So thank you all for your continued support and patience with me on that. Let's take a look at Mullen Automotive stock. Some news did drop today, and we're going to get into that. But first, we see that the stock closed at 60 cents per share and is also down another 2% in the after hours trading. And that's at the time of this recording. We do have articles coming out with tracking Mullen Automotive's compliance run. It says Mullen stock has just 1 week to achieve NASDAQ compliance. It also says, including today, there are only 6 business days between now and September 5th, which does not include the Labor Day holiday on September 4th. As a result, it seems that Mullen will not be able to regain compliance on time and risk being delisted from the NASDAQ. If compliance cannot be demonstrated by September 5th, 2023, staff will provide written notification that the company's securities will be delisted. At that time, the company may appeal staff's determination to a hearings panel, said NASDAQ back in March. With that being said, word on the street was that David communicated with a few people saying that there was a squeeze coming from Mullen Automotive, and that was before the August 24th event. At that point in time, Mullen went from 39 cents to around 96 cents and had a stab at chance at that $1 mark. And this was also coming after that letter to shareholders where David was stating that he was disappointed in the stock price performance, which I told you in a previous video that he did that same act back in April, days before that 1-for-25 reverse stock split was initiated. And here it says, NASDAQ compliance aside, Mullen announces this morning that NRTC Automation Group had placed a purchase order for 3 Mullen 3 Class 3 vehicles. This is an interesting order as NRTC had previously partnered with Mullen to assemble the 3. In July, Mystery guided for production of 930 Class 3 vehicles this year. Just to rewind a little bit, we're going to talk about David's letter to shareholders just briefly later on in the video as well. But right now I want to get into why I think this purchase order with NRTC Automation for the 3 Class 3 vehicles is going to be significant in the long run. So let's get right into that. Now, the news says Mullen announces today a multi-unit vehicle purchase order with NRTC Automation to initially purchase 3 all-electric commercial Class 3 Mullen trucks with vehicle delivery slated to begin in Q4 2023. And the highlighted section I have here, and also the reason why I think this will be beneficial to Mullen Automotive in the long term, is that the 3 is an efficient Class 3 low cab forward EV truck featuring an 11,000 gross vehicle weight rating, a tight turning diameter of 38 feet, and excellent visibility for superior maneuverability on narrow city streets. This versatile chassis provides a clean top of rail for easy upfitting with bodies up to 14 feet long and over 5,800 pounds of payload. Now, those are some of the specs, but the one I wanted to highlight was that the truck has easy upfitting with bodies of up to 14 feet long and over 5,800 pounds of payload. And the body to the truck is that white box right there. I'm sure a lot of companies could benefit with that amount of space and payload to distribute or transport equipment or any automation robotics equipment that we're going to get into. And I've also mentioned in previous videos on how I think the NRTC Automation partnership with Mullen Automotive was very strategic, especially with the production process that they have. NRTC Automation actually does manufacture service parts for the company based on their specifications and volume needs. In other words, they can build service parts necessary for a company's production. Then, with the Class 3 trucks and this upfitted truck body that I just showed you all, they can transport these parts to the customer or the company that needs it. As well as the robotics equipment. Companies can finance the robotics equipment and have them in their own manufacturing plant. Grow your manufacturing business by financing equipment and custom work cells with NRTC automation. Adding a robotic work cell to your facility will allow you to enhance production and increase your revenue. We offer a quick and easy application process so you can purchase the automation equipment you need when you need it without an upfront investment. So even though, as I said, in Q4 2023, that's when the deliveries for these Class 3 trucks are supposed to be for NRTC automation, it will be a long-term beneficial asset for NRTC, as well as revenue for Mullen on any additional purchase orders for the Class 3 trucks down the line. Now, David has been a lot more active on Twitter, as well as more engaged with people in the retail community, especially people that have a high following in the retail community. I think he really needs retail investors' enthusiasm and them to stay in this play because, as we all know, there's been dilution, a lot of it, and a lot of funding coming from shareholders in general. Mullen's last earnings had over $100 million in cash burn, and there's going to be more cash burn as production continues to ramp. A lot of the news that comes out with Mullen Automotive, it seems like it's just enough to get retail investors enthusiasm. You know, the 3 Class 3 trucks today, the 300,000 first reported revenue, the 3 million shares purchased out of 25 million, the only $100,000 worth of shares purchased out of pocket for David Misery. Not on top of all the other PR that comes with keywords you got to focus on in order to see that there's information missing from it. And I feel that it may be good for the long term, but just enough to keep retail investors vested at this point in time, especially with the drastic price drops. Mullen closing at 60 cents per share today. And now he has shareholders waiting for an update on share intel finding illegal trading activities within the stock. And it doesn't seem like shorts seem to care, especially with them driving the price down consistently. Though maybe one or some of the culprits behind the illegal trading activities may get fined. Could it possibly be enough of a fine to outweigh all of the gains that they have on Mullen Automotive stock after these 2 reverse stock splits? Or do you think the right share intel update will trigger a short squeeze for Mullen Automotive that it desperately needs right now for compliance? Let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you guys found all this information valuable. Consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm gone.